Drop your glasses, shake your... Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt.
And I'm Eric, and you're probably all extremely confused.
I'm also confused. That was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome back. It's been a little while.
We had a break and then another break.
The second break was unintentional, but there was snow, and
Yep.
I didn't want to travel that far in the snow.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, stuff happened.
Yep.
So
anyway, the first thing we're going to talk about today
it's something amazing that has happened.
Yeah, and it's not amazing for the kid.
No.
But conceptually, it's amazing.
It's amazing. It literally made me so happy. Oh my god, I just saw the meme you sent me. I'm just going to throw that up right now. That is amazing. That is my favorite thing ever. So yeah, Gritty, our beloved friend that we haven't talked about in months.
It's been a while sinent we talked about him, but we talked about him a lot before.
He's been skating, you know. He's been doing his thing. But I went online the other day and I just saw that Gritty is under police investigation following allegations of physical assault. May I just say that it is amazing that news articles are framing this as just saying Gritty is under investigation.
Yeah, Gritty, the character, not the man. The guy in the suit. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. So did you read what happened?
Yes.
I guess, what was it? There was a 13-year-old boy and his father. They were in the locker room, or where were they at? I don't know.
Yeah, they were in the locker room.
Okay. And they were getting pictures taken, and then what? You probably know it a little better than I do. What happened?
Apparently, at some point, Gritty hit the kid on the back.
Okay.
I don't know if he hit him with, like, a hockey stick?
Like, out of anger? I guess.
I don't think
it seems very vague. It might be blown out. It's
very vague.
It's probably blown out of proportion
it's
because
gotta be.
Gritty looks like a complete psycho. But here's the photo. I don't know if I'm pretty sure that's the kid in question, but I mean that's the photo.
He punched him.
Punched him.
He was probably like patting him on the back.
Yeah.
And it was just like too much force. You can't see super well in those costumes.
Yeah.
The depth perception is probably off. It's probably not a huge deal.
But we're making it a huge deal.
over the time that Gritty has been introduced, and his design was, at first utterly reviled and then utterly loved.
Yes.
By us.
Yes, he is the best thing.
And many others. And then like the communist propaganda memes that came out.
Yep.
It has been a wild ride for Gritty. And not to mention his vacation to go list that we covered on a ramble the one time. That was crazy.
I need to create a clip of that so people can watch it. That was so good.
That was one of my favorites. It was so funny.
And like I was telling you before, the one sports store I was in, I was getting some Steelers memorabilia, and they had stuffed Gritties. One of them was like this big, but the other one was a pretty decent size, and I feel like we need to get one to add to our... We're just going to start building up our table, and we'll be surrounded by things.
Yeah, we're just going to put more and more stuff on the table until you can't see us anymore.
It's like Welcome to Morning Ramble. It's just our heads poking
And then
out.
we'll become an actual podcast and not just a video podcast.
Exactly. Well, you ever see like those screen junkies and like those? Everyone has things. We don't have enough things.
Yeah, we've got a lamp.
A lamp? That lamp is iconic. That is the Morning Ramble lamp. Find it at your near Dollar Tree.
At your near Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get that at Dollar Tree. Might be a Dollar General lamp.
I forget where I bought that. I want to say Family Dollar. Probably Family Dollar.
Probably.
Okay. So, further news. We need to do an update. And as something that was extremely funny and amusing, honestly, now it's just more concern, in my opinion, as someone who used to be a fan of his. Antonio Brown.
Yes.
So have you been following some of the TMZ videos that have come out?
I haven't followed the TMZ videos. I did read an article on just a basic overview because I saw that picture of him wearing the anti-suicide smock.
Yeah.
And that was concerning. He looks like he's obviously still looks like he's in game shape, but he looks...
He's fine, and physically he's fine. And mentally, I don't know where he is.
Something's wrong.
We didn't really cover every video over the last couple months that have come out, but his LA home, like, there's been stuff with him and the mother of his children, and like police disputes and just shouting things at police. He came out with a rap track on SoundCloud, weird. And I listened to that. Very strange. Throwing things. It was just, he's been off the rails, and it was amusing. And now I think even the consensus of the public, every time I look online, everyone's saying the same thing. He needs help. He needs help. And honestly, the people closest to him, the enablers, are the ones at fault at this point, because it's not looking good. But anyway, so Antonio Brown was arrested on a felony charge of burglary and battery. Brown allegedly threw a rock at a driver of a moving truck before taking part in the battery against him, according to court documents. I think it was possessions of his that were in storage. Okay. And I think that's what it was, and I think he didn't make payment or something like that. I don't know what it was. It was very strange. But Antonio, the picture that you're talking about, I'll throw it up here. This is his mugshot, which, by the way, how quick did that get out? And then him and, I guess it was, he was granted bail after his hearing the morning of, this would be the 24th. Bond was set at $100K, and he'd be required to get GPS monitoring release. And what was it here? Release his passport and guns, go through drug and alcohol testing, and a mental health evaluation. That was, the judge said that he needed to get a mental health evaluation. That should have been done a long time ago. I am extremely confident that he has CTE. He has it. He has to, because a bunch of people have been sharing old interviews of him back when he was with the Steelers, and he is forming sentences. He is coherent. You can understand him. He's very respectful, and it doesn't even look like the same person. It is a completely other person talking. And again, while it is amusing, it's sad because he was literally the best NFL wide receiver at that, just last year. So, So
boy, the NFL is, wow.
Yeah.
This year was a weird year.
Yeah. Speaking of those CTE and NFL players, I know we didn't talk about this, but did you see there was a documentary out on Aaron Hernandez on Netflix?
No, I didn't see it.
I think it's called Killer Inside Aaron Hernandez, and it's a 3-episode documentary, about an hour and a half each, and it's just kind of a breakdown of what happened with Aaron Hernandez from literally high school to college, and the people closest to him during those times were being interviewed, and it's very interesting. And he also had CTE, which again, you can't just blame that for all the actions. Everyone's actions are their own. I mean, a good example of that is Junior Seau. He was a linebacker for the Chargers and the Patriots, best of all time, and he was completely normal up until he took his own life. And he actually shot himself. If you don't know who Junior Seau is, I suggest you go look him up. He was a great guy, but he actually took his own life by shooting himself in the chest because he wanted to leave his brain for scientists to study, and he had major issues and damage. So yeah, yeah.
All right. From that depressingness. All right. Here's the deal today. Eric's gonna say some depressing stuff.
Yes, that was the big one.
And then we're gonna pepper in some debate.
Yeah,
pepper in a little bit of debate, a little bit more light stuff.
We had Gritty, we had Brown, we had Suicide. Now go.
If we remember, a couple podcasts ago, it was probably 10 podcasts ago. I don't keep track, but
yes,
we had a debate where Tom Wolfe thought that hot dogs were sandwiches.
They're not.
Debatable. Because they are bread and meat.
No.
I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not.
We already settled this.
But it is debatable.
Okay.
But what do you think about this? This restaurant replaces bread with pickles for the sandwich of your dreams.
Okay.
Now, this came out in this article came out in 2019 in April.
Okay.
But it's getting a resurgence again.
Okay, so bread is being substituted for pickles, therefore not a sandwich.
Bread is being substituted for pickles. Now, this is what they look like.
That looks like a hoagie.
They're big gherkins.
Yep.
So, why put pickles on your sandwich when pickles can be the sandwich? Now, in New Jersey, this is a place called Elsie's. They're replacing the bread on the sandwich with thick pickles.
Okay.
Bread-free alternative isn't just great for those trying to cut down on carbs. It also adds more pickles than any other sandwich can give you. So you choose your specialty sandwich to pile between a split down the middle kosher pickles. You add the meats, the cheeses, sriracha mayo, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If you prefer a thinner pickle, you can order roll-up sandwiches. So they're like rolled-up pickles. So the co-owner says, so essentially we're a sandwich shop without the bread. We have a family pickle recipe that we resurrected. So.
It's not a sandwich. I'll tell you what it is.
What is it?
It is a whole salad. Listen, you have vegetables, you got your meat, you got your dressings. That's a salad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a salad. It's just not shredded.
So, when you describe this thing,
mm-hmm.
you've got 2 pickle halves.
Yep.
And you put your stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you put it together. What are the ingredients on the inside? They are sandwiched between 2 pickles.
I see what you did there. You took sandwich and you made it a verb. I don't agree. You didn't...
Do you like pickles?
I love pickles.
I hate pickles.
I love pickles. I like dill. I like bread and butter.
All right. So, on the pickle trend, because we're on the pickle bus already, we're gonna stay on the pickle bus for a little bit.
Mm.
We've got a viral treat here. This one just came out a couple days ago.
Creeping me out. What's happening?
Viral dill pickle pizza gets a nationwide release through Goldbelly. Get ready to dig into this pickle-topped pizza. Not too long ago, we discovered a pizza in Minnesota that took dill pickles to the next level. The pie was a pickle lover's dream come true. So, basically, this is what it looks like.
Is that ranch? What is that?
I'm gonna filter through to try to figure this out.
Okay.
Because it didn't say, I don't think. No, it didn't. It
Okay.
does not say
I'm
what
gonna go
it
out on a limb and
is.
say it's not ranch. What is? I don't know what it is. Mayo.
Dill pickle. I think it's just cheese.
Oh, it's just white cheese. I guess.
It's just
it
mozzarella. It's just mozzarella cheese.
Okay, so mozzarella, pickles,
but
sauce.
there's no pizza sauce.
There's no pizza sauce. Okay,
No.
well I got a problem.
There's no pizza sauce. So it's a pickle topped. Just zoom in on that quick, Eric. Just look at that pizza. Does that look appetizing to anyone?
There's no sauce, so no.
Why is this viral?
If there was pizza sauce with mozzarella cheese, pickles on a pizza, that sounds good. I'll eat that.
If you guys are interested in trying it or buying it and then bringing it on the podcast and joining us on the podcast and we'll all try it together.
Wait, who's making that? Is it nearby?
It is called the Kinda Big Dill Pizza. And I believe that you can get it like online or something.
Oh, so I have to
so
cook
it's
it
called
myself?
Goldbelly.
Ugh.
So if you're interested, if you get one and you want to bring it in, we'll all try it together and I'll hate it immediately because it has pickles on it.
Also, I saw...
But I'll still eat it.
Speaking of pizzas, I also saw that someone was putting kiwi on pizza instead of pineapple. And that seems pretty gross.
Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know. I like pineapple pizza, though.
Do you?
I said it.
I still have... You know what? We had planned on many taste tests on this
we haven't done
and we haven't done any of them except for the salsa one.
I think I want to do... Speaking of... I think I'd like to do like a Hot Ones version of a taste test.
Where we just get spicy.
No, I want to get their hot sauces. You can buy them. I want to get a few, and
Okay.
because I want to know how actually, like we see celebrities and Sean on Hot Ones, the guy who interviews. If you don't watch Hot Ones, which how dare you, I see how they react all the time, but I don't know.
I'm
curious.
We can give it a shot.
I want to definitely get Da Bomb because that's the one that everyone freaks out on.
Okay.
And then I want to get a couple of their beginning ones, and then the last two after. I think the Da Bomb is like the third or second to last one. And then we'll just have to get some. We could get some plain wings or, whatever.
Okay.
We'll try it out.
And that sounds fine to me.
All right.
I guess we'll just punish our buttholes. Why not?
And on that note,
we've given up so much for the show.
I know. So there was a rally last week in Virginia.
All right.
Did you see?
I saw that there was a rally.
There was a rally. Do you know what the rally was about?
It was gun.
It was gun related. So there was a Virginia, the governor, if you haven't been paying attention, he's been the state senate. They've been wanting to pass, and I think they just did some gun laws. And there was a rally on January 20th. And this happens every year. It's just because of these laws, it got more publicity. And I think it was somewhere up numbers of around 22,000 people showed up for this. One of whom was my one friend Brad went down. He said it was it was a strong turnout, and he went down for that. I was thinking about going down, but then I'm like,
yeah. Then you were like, I don't want to go to Virginia.
Yeah, why would I want to go to Virginia? I'm in Pennsylvania. Our gun laws are awesome.
And you definitely wouldn't want to go to New Jersey.
No. I can't even take my gun into New Jersey.
Nobody likes New Jersey.
No.
Especially not living there.
Yeah, no one even in New Jersey likes New Jersey. So I wanted to just bring it up just because I thought if you saw like the ruckus and you didn't take the time to look into what was actually being proposed, I just wanted to list the three main bills that are being proposed down in Virginia, and we can get your reactions to them.
Okay.
So the first one is it limits the purchases of handguns to one a month.
That seems reasonable to me.
So, yeah, I'll list one and we'll just... So, not a big deal, right?
No,
and I think
seems reasonable.
The one thing that I see a problem with it is, and real quick, for everyone who's watching that are, like any regulation is an infringement on the Second Amendment, I understand your viewpoint. I just want to... I'm going to approach this as middle ground as possible. The one per month, yeah, it doesn't seem like a big problem. I'm not buying one gun per month. I don't have that much money. I would love to. The one thing I think
you can't buy his and her guns though.
Well, no, you could. You just each have to buy your own.
Oh, okay.
I think is that the whole point of these laws is common sense gun control to prevent mass shootings or to prevent, whatever. This doesn't do anything. I think that's why my only problem with this, it doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't stop anyone from buying a handgun and shooting someplace up. It doesn't stop anyone. It just stops someone from buying two handguns and shooting someone.
That can't be a revolver ocelot.
It doesn't make sense. So I just think it's a pointless bill that's just virtual signaling for the people that are like, yay. Okay. So that's my point. Like I understand your point. What's the big deal? Who cares? I also understand it doesn't matter. So why are we even passing it? You know what I mean?
You know what? Now that you say that,
yeah,
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, there's no you're not stopping anything. You're just making people angry who don't want gun laws, and then you're not helping the people that do want more regulation because it doesn't do anything. All right, next one. It requires all gun buyers to submit to a background check. Again, this is already something that people have to do. So I don't know what this does, unless you're starting to implement.
Is it something they have to do in Jersey?
Yeah, everywhere you have to do a background check. I think there's a couple loopholes, but pretty much everyone has to submit themselves to a state background check. The only time that this would make a difference is if at the federal level, which we talked about on our gun podcast, if there was a federal background check that put everyone on a registrar, which would be highly unfavored in the gun community. But again, that's another needless law. And then the third one, I think, is the one that I have my most issue with. Is it allows local governments to ban guns in parks and public buildings. So This one here, it's not so much that they're passing a law that you can't bring your gun into a park or a public building. It gives the power to local communities to say no to that. And okay. I'm split on this 50-50, and the one reason why is because I do like giving power to state and local governments. I believe communities should decide what laws they want. So I'm partially on that side, but the other part of me is, again, if you're saying gun-free zones now have legal, so like for instance, if Walmart, they say they don't want people to open carry in their store. Local communities can say, okay, this public building, you're not allowed to carry any gun in the store. Well, now someone who's concealed carrying for self-preservation and to protect their family is now a criminal in that instance, and it doesn't stop anyone from still illegally going and murdering people. So again, it just doesn't. I don't know. What is your thoughts?
I don't care.
You don't care. Excellent. And then the fourth one, which is
I'm sorry.
Great input.
We've done 3.
I know we've done a lot of these.
We've done 2 podcasts, full podcasts on gun control.
We have, and one of them was like an hour long. So.
Yeah, and I fully understand
both sides.
Yep. I just don't care.
The other law is red flag laws, which we talked about flag laws, which they just passed in Virginia.
That has some merit to me.
That's a little freaky to me, and I had to explain it to Andrea what red flag laws were. But basically, in the most simplest terms for you to understand, is that let's say you and your girlfriend break up and it ends very badly, and she knows that you're a gun enthusiast or that you have a firearm. She can now call the police without nothing bad can happen to her, and just say, hey, I something seems off with my ex-boyfriend or this person, and I know for a fact that they have this many guns or this gun.
They said it had to go through a judge, correct? I believe that
in the Virginia law they did. But here's the thing:
it has to go through a judge.
It's still not due process because you're not being tried. Like, you haven't committed a crime, and you're not being accused of a crime. You're being accused of suspicion, which I could see the merit where that would come. That would be well, but I also don't trust everyday Americans to how many people, they could just call up anyone and just say this happens. And,
all right, that is a good point.
Yeah.
A counterpoint on that is like a lot of these red flag things are to people who are like suicidal and stuff.
Okay.
And it's like, if you're really, really suicidal, you'll probably find a way to kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. It's also true. I myself have a long history of depression. I understand it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, when you don't have a gun in the house, it's not just a trigger pull away. It's a lot more effort. Yeah. So it's like, if you get put into the hospital. Say you go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. Say you have suicidal thoughts, they put you on the 72-hour watch or whatever.
Yeah.
In that case, or something similar to that, or like if you assaulted somebody or something,
yeah,
and you got out on bail, I'm perfectly cool with them taking the guns away. In that case,
I think it depends on. Yeah, I do that's already something that happens, but obviously, if it's domestic assault and it was something severe, and they fear for the woman's life or the man's life or whatever it was, that's something different. I just think these out of the blue calls, or just the fact that it's something that's in written law that people can do. Leave it up. Let's leave it up to the police and investigators. Let's not let just everyday people call because they get mad at someone for shooting too much in their backyard, or because they don't like the way that person's attitude was that day. I don't know.
So we're kind of both on the middle, but I'm a little bit more on one side and you're a little bit more on the other side.
Exactly. We can find good,
which is basically everything. Where we're at everywhere.
This is such a neutral podcast that.
Yeah. We're just so neutral. All right, is that the end of that story?
Yep, go ahead.
All right, we got another one for you. Another one to just tickle you pink. Mm-hmm. All right, it might not tickle you pink. This one's actually kind of a weird one.
I don't understand that saying. Go ahead.
This one's kind of weird. Okay. All right.
Isn't everything?
So this is also recent. I think it happened on the 20th or something. Mm-hmm. So the headline of this story is, Canine bites cow, deputy tases canine, cow kicks deputy. So,
you need to break that down.
I'm going to break this down for you.
All right, break down.
Responding to a potential burglary, a deputy and his fellow officer, a canine, it's a dog.
Okay.
It's a dog.
That's what canine means, in case you didn't know.
got caught up in quite a confusing, scary, and peculiar scuffle. Looking back on it, it only gets weirder.
Okay.
It's definitely something that would be hard to repeat, not that anyone would want to. So they get a burglary report, suspected burglary. Among the officers was a canine unit, highly trained to hunt down and tackle any potential criminals that attempted to run away or harm the deputies.
Gotcha.
However, upon their arrival, the dog became distracted by one of the property owner's animals, a cow.
Excellent.
So the distracted dog went over to investigate this strange animal and ended up sinking its teeth into the cow. This is a big deal, by the way.
I mean,
cows are expensive, and like military has training and stuff against harming livestock and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a big deal.
Who wouldn't sink their teeth in a live cow? Go ahead.
So stunned and scared for the cow's safety, the dog's handler had no choice but to try to use his taser on his own dog in an attempt to escalate the situation, which makes sense.
Yes.
He's like, all right, this isn't going to kill the dog.
We need to...
But we got to keep it from hurting the cow more.
Okay.
So it incapacitated the canine momentarily, but it also spooked the cow.
Okay.
Which turned around and delivered a kick to both the deputy and the property owner.
This just sounds like something that would happen in
it's like an sitcom,
old redneck movie.
It's amazing.
Or like,
all right. Fortunately, we can laugh about this because fortunately,
everyone's okay.
Neither the property owner or the deputy was severely harmed, and they managed to walk away with only a few minor injuries.
But the cow is now dead, and we're gonna eat him. No.
The burglary itself actually ended up to be unfounded, and the investigation was dropped, so they didn't even have to be there. Which is amazing. It's amazing. He shows up, the dog attacks the cow, he attacks the dog, the cow attacks him. It's great.
That is... I don't even understand. I wonder if the cow got zapped. Like
probably,
when they tasered the dog, because obviously...
But yeah, it's so much of a bigger animal that it wouldn't have incapacitated
yeah,
the
I
cow.
was just like, who stung me? And like, kick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna kick this.
Yeah, but wouldn't the cow been spooked when the dog was biting it? Like,
I would think so, but it was probably fully focused on the dog.
Yeah,
and then when something else hit it, it was just like must attack everything.
Yeah,
the cow's okay, I think.
Probably. That's probably.
It didn't say that on the article, but I think the cow's okay.
Was the cow a dairy cow or one for beef? That's the question.
Was the cow a Republican or a Democrat?
Let's get into that.
Find out later on Inside Edition.
Do you have any more funny stories before we just lose everyone?
We don't have any more funny stories. I'm really sorry about that.
Okay, let's go on to what we were supposed to talk about because we have to. Impeachment vote. Impeachment. Let's talk about it.
All right.
Have you been following the impeachment?
Sort of.
Okay. We need to sound more enthusiastic. It's impeachment, and this is crucial time in our history.
It is. It's historic.
It's definitely historic. It's something we're going to talk about in the future at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what are we going to say?
I don't know. So the House Democrats, I think they finished up their 20-something hours of talking on Friday, I think it was, the 23rd. And now the president's lawyers are now going to talk, and they're going to talk for some hours too. I listened to Adam Schiff a lot. He was talking, and now the lawyers are talking. Matt, help me out here.
Well, Adam Schiff, as we all know, is the representative of California, one of them.
Yeah.
And he's a Democrat, believe it or not,
Absolutely.
in California.
Yep.
And he talked a lot.
Yeah.
And some people really agreed with him, and some people didn't. There was Republicans that kind of just like left, like they just weren't there, which.
Not just Republicans, a Democrat left too.
A Democrat left too.
Yeah, Feinstein.
Which, by the way,
excellent.
That's stupid. Don't leave your post. That's your job. You do your job.
Yep.
Which is also why I think that these lengthy election years that we have, especially when people are already supposed to be doing a job, is also stupid. You got a job. You do your job. That's how it should be. Don't walk away.
So
that includes you, whatever his name was. What was his name?
What? Who?
The Democrat?
Oh no, it was Senator. It was Feinstein, the California. She left.
That is also you, Feinstein.
Yeah, she left. I mean, honestly, the amount of talking, it was brutal to even like. I started to play it while I was working just to listen to it, and I couldn't even listen to it. But
a coworker was listening to it.
Yeah.
Over the week.
So.
And every time I heard it, I was just like, oh, it's so boring.
I know. So it basically, getting away from the nothingness that we're talking about, the House presented everything that they investigated, and now the Republicans, the attorneys, the president's attorneys are, I don't know, they're presenting the defense. And honestly, what is your honest opinion about it? Without saying what we've said in the past, like it's just going to blow over. Like, do you actually think that?
I feel like it's gone farther than I expected it to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, me too.
It's gone farther than I expected it to. Do I think that he will be removed from office? No. Do I think that it could come, quote unquote, close?
No.
Yeah. I think it could. But I think that everybody who is currently in office in the Senate really needs to look within themselves and say, like, what do I really think about this?
You sounded like Adam Schiff there, because he said that several times now. Like, you need to think for yourself, which obviously I agree with. But I just want to put one point at you. I'm not going to get into all the things that bothered me about Adam Schiff's talking points, other than everyone was praising him for such an amazing speech, which I didn't think it was that great. The one point, though, is he said the statement, we cannot let this be up to the ballot box. And then he went on to further say, we can't even let it be up to the courts. And the 2 points there, I want to know your opinion on that, because I understand the point he was probably trying to make is we shouldn't just blow over this impeachment because there's an election coming. But I don't think that's all he's saying. I think in my honest opinion, I think that he wants the president not just removed, but also removed from the next election's ballot box completely as a Republican ticket. And do you think I'm overstepping there on that thought?
I have no idea.
Because
I don't know anything about Schiff in general.
Yeah.
We'd have to get a Californian in here to actually
I doubt they
know
even
the guy.
Know. Yeah.
All right, everyone who watches the Morning Ramble,
all of our Californian viewers,
come get on a plane. We can't pay for it. We don't make any money off this show, but come on over.
Everyone probably knows I just don't think there is enough evidence that is impeachable, and that's my honest opinion. And everyone who's saying that there needs to be more witness testimony, I think that it's ridiculous, because that's not what happens in the Senate. That was the House's job. They needed to investigate. They needed to get all the information, and once they had a concrete evidence of an impeachable offense, then they brought it to the Senate. And I just don't think they did that. I don't think they have enough. I think it's a little crazy when you have, and this is a fact, Adam Schiff reading a fake transcript of what he thinks the president's thoughts or intentions were with the actions or inactions that he took. I think that is ridiculous, and it's hearsay, and I think a lot of hearsay happened. Do I think it was the perfect phone call, as the president's words? No, nothing that the president says is perfect. Okay. I just don't, I think
Put it on the screen. Nothing the president says is perfect.
No, that's true though.
And I think that applies to every president.
Yeah, probably.
I think it's true.
I just think that it's like they want to frame the president as this masterful plan of hiding secret intentions, but they also want to present him as this buffoon, and you just can't. I've said this in the beginning.
It can't be both.
It can't be both, and I don't think it's this masterful deceptor. That's not Trump. Okay, and even I just saw an article in HuffPo, like Trump is his worst witness. Exactly. He doesn't hide anything. He says whatever comes to his mind.
Yeah, he is a human stream of consciousness.
Okay.
Whatever pops in there comes out. There's no filter.
There's no filter, and there's
nothing. In the beginning of the presidency, there was a filter.
Yeah.
That filter's gone.
He tweets everything he thinks, and almost every horrible secret that he could possibly have is out in the open and blown up as far as it can go. And I just don't think it's
I guess this comes down to like a main question, not anything to do with anything legal, not anything to do with removing the the president from office. I think this comes down to a question. Do you think that to be a effective leader, you have to be a good person? And the answer to that, I think, is no. I don't think you need to be a good person.
The answer is no.
I think you have to not be a good person.
I think in many ways. In this political arena, I don't think you can. I don't think anybody can get out squeaky clean. You can't walk in and come out on the other side squeaky clean. Yeah. Yet the fact of the matter is, every president that has been wartime or peacetime in the last however long this country has existed has caused or allowed deaths to happen, whether to Americans or to other people in the world. The fact of the matter is, it will be on your head. And that's not just the presidency, by the way. Mm-hmm. That's every politician, except for mayors. Yeah. They're harmless. I think because they have no power. I'm talking to you, Pete. That's right. You've ignored us so far. Come defend yourself. I just think
on the Morning Ramble.
In this political climate, I think, and I hate saying this, someone like Trump is necessary for the way
I think that freaking any other Republican would have done just fine.
Oh, yeah, I think they would have been fine. But the thing is that I think they would have been attacked just as much as Trump is, and that's the problem.
It would have been quieter attacks, though.
Huh?
It would have been quieter attacks, though.
Yeah, no one would have been paying attention. It's because of who this person is that is holding office right now that everyone is paying attention. I wonder if this
was like similar to how it was when Reagan was in office.
You think? A lot of people hated Reagan when he was in office.
I know.
A lot of people hated every president when they were in office. That's just how it is.
And then in like hindsight, they're just like, yeah, that president got a blowy, but he was all right.
Well, yeah. Well, no, and that's the thing. Like, when Obama was in office, everyone was just like, he's the Antichrist. And I'm just like, calm down. And
like he's a moderate Democrat. Like, he's almost like a.
He's extremely moderate. Yeah, Obama is very moderate.
He's almost like a Republican, almost a Republican.
Yeah,
he's almost there.
Yeah, well, then, especially now. But I think we've been on and off. Last week we weren't here, and this week we are. I think as we get closer to the generals, we have the Iowa caucus coming up very closely. Mm-hmm. I'm very interested.
And there have been some changes in polling.
Oh yeah, right now it's a Bernie Biden fight right now, and I think
essentially,
yeah,
if you guys haven't been paying attention to, and who could blame you, to the debates and stuff. Mm-hmm. Basically, Warren ended up shooting herself in the freaking foot.
Yeah, I don't. In the beginning, I said Warren was going to be a high competitor.
I thought for sure that Warren was going to be at the top of the charts, but then for some reason, she decided to go against Bernie.
She had to, though. That's the thing. And here, like I said before, there is not enough room for both Warren and Bernie.
No.
And even though Warren is a woman and she's younger, the problem with Warren is people and Democrats, as they should, they're going to see her as someone who is just going to the Bernie talking points, like those very far left, very high socialist program views, social program views, because she's trying to play, the Bernie supporters. Yeah. And people are going to see Bernie as someone who's I don't agree with Bernie. I don't agree with his views, but he's been consistent his whole political career.
True.
He has believed in the same viewpoints since he has been a senator. That's why he's been an independent most of it, pretty much all of his career. And they're going to see him someone who is genuine. And that's why people like Bernie over Warren, because they do not think that she is genuine.
Yeah, they think that she's just looking at his talking points and saying, "I'm a woman, I could probably."
I'm going to copy that too, and also I am not a man. That's why Warren has not been able to budge a lot of the Bernie supporters, because he's just been so consistent, and as they should. I don't think that they should just flip to Warren, because I think in the general she would backtrack on some of the things.
Very true.
So right now we have a Bernie Biden fight.
We'll see how it goes.
We will. We will. Everything. Things have changed. I mean, Harris dropped out. I was blown away by that.
We were both shocked by that.
But Yang is pulling fourth, I think, in Iowa.
He is.
So that's pretty exciting.
He has pulled forward. Him and Pete are basically neck and neck.
They are. I think one of them will drop out before the primary. I don't think both of them are going to hold. I think it's going to be between 4 people, and I think that those people are going to be Bernie, Warren, Biden, and then either Pete or Yang. I don't think they're both going to hold all the way through.
If you drop out...
He's going to drop out. He's going to drop out, and he's probably going to throw his support behind Warren or Bernie. That's my opinion. All right. That's enough politics.
Pete.
Stop asking someone who's not watching to join our podcast.
Come on, Pete. Pete.
I don't really want to talk to Pete.
Can we tag Pete in this?
Sure. On whatever social media we throw this on.
Yeah, we'll tag Pete and everything. Just be like, Pete. And he'll be like, these guys don't have many followers. I'm not going on there.
15 views. I'm there. So
maybe I can sway those 15 voters.
Yeah. Bump it up to 200.
Anyway,
all he would have.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I think that's all we got, right?
That's all. Impeachment's happening. It will probably be over by next weekend.
We will try to update you on Gritty and all that other stuff.
That's
next
definitely
week.
going to be the highest thing on my priority over the impeachment is Gritty.
Yeah. Gritty's pretty much my priority in life in general.
Pretty much. He is our...
He is our Prometheus.
So, all right. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.